Welcome to our certification committee. In this video, I'm happy to introduce the Secretary of the EADPP Certification Committee, the much celebrated and renowned data protection lawyer, distinguished for her excellent knowledge in the field. Ms. Όλγα Τσιπτσέ enjoyed an impressive field of education with a law school in democratized University of Thrace. She's got an LLM in Transnational and European Commercial Law. She's got a degree in Banking Law Mediation and Arbitration in International Hellenic University. She's an accredited member, mediator, arbitrator of the Ministry of Justice, and a certified DPO, and has performed excellent GDPR expertise and exposed this in our committee. Now, as far as her professional experience in the field of privacy and data protection is concerned, back in 2013, she started her career in privacy dealing with cases in courts. Since 2016, she has been consultant for GDPR compliance to several SMEs in North Greece, in the field of private sector, and in Rhodes in the field of health. Since 2018, she has been appointed as a DPO to private schools and to Association for Handicapped Persons. She's a writer of a book for GDPR in Greek, published in January this year, 2020, and a writer of GDPR articles. In 2018, she was GDPR trainer to the Bar Association in Thessaloniki, Varaya, Trikala, and Kastoria, all in Greece, and a speaker to many conferences in Greece. Now, as far as her contributions to the certification committee is concerned, it's my privilege to affirm as follows. From the first time she learned about EADPP, a few months after being founded, she was confident that it is the unique and formal effort for the data protection and privacy professionals to be protected and unified. She was very willing to assist, and that's why she volunteered to organize the established Greek EADPP branch, to be an elected member of EADPP Certification Committee, and work as intensively as it is needed for succeeding the goals and purposes of our association for all professionals in Europe. She was an excellent secretary of our committee, she still is, and I really enjoyed working together with this excellent secretary of our committee. Her personal quote on DPO certification is,
"It's high time Europe has got a harmonized training program. There is perfect timing for existence of an entity that will play a serious part to homogeny of the skills and knowledge of data protection and privacy professionals. Mutually, these professionals will have the power and voice due and through the existence of European Association Data Protection Professionals." Thank you, Romeo, for your kind introduction. It's my pleasure to introduce Alexander Daiki. Alexander Daiki is from Germany. He has a university degree in law and economics. Alexander holds a degree in data privacy law from University of Münster and works in the field of data privacy for 12 years now. He started in a legal interim management project back in 2008 by implementing the Federal Data Protection Act and a multinational computer security software company. In 2013 and 14, he implemented a data privacy department at the European Digital Publishing Company. Since 2015, he and his company is acting as external data privacy officer for several multinational companies. Alexander's contribution to our committee is sharing his vast knowledge and personal network. And his hands-on experience of GDPR accreditation and certification schemes for companies. His personal quote on DPO certification is,
"There is a free seat in the field of a representation of European data privacy experts. At the same time, there is a need of a quality assurance of data privacy expert and especially offices in Europe. Therefore, I am sure that the certification is needed and could help to set European data privacy standards. It is my pleasure to introduce Dietger Koopmans. He's coming from the Netherlands, that's also his branch, and he is holding a degree in electronics, and also he's holding a degree in marketing and psychology. Back in 2006, he was developing certification schemes, officially certify people's psychology skills like safety awareness, and he's now personally for over 10 years a board member accountable for protecting data of patients in the mental health care industry, as well as pseudonymization of patients' data of clinical studies. That responsibility sparked his motivation to shift his primary goal and become a privacy and data professional in full time. As a director of his company and a trusted business advisor, he guides companies to the struggles of the GDPR since 2017. His contribution for the certification committee is clear by now. He has a lot of experience in this field, and he is motivating the whole team with his ideas and his knowledge about the implementation of certification schemes for people. His personal quote on DPO certifications is:
"The creation of the independent European certification scheme for data protection professionals is to achieve and maintain European quality standards. The guardians of Europe's GDPR should appropriately be certified for their knowledge, qualities, skills, and experience. To me, this is the real value of our unique DPO certification." Thanks, Alexander, for your introduction. It is my honor and my pleasure to introduce my esteemed committee member, Frank van Steenwinkel. He is from Belgium, and Frank holds a master's degree in electronics. His professional experience is being a certified DPO, in which he guided many international and small companies towards the implementation of GDPR in combination of juridical and cybersecurity. He also guided several consortia regarding big data architectures and provided guidance for standards, data models, and privacy by design of platforms. He also provides guidance in legal aspects such as e-privacy and the intersection between law, legitimation of government body, ownership of data, and licensing. As expert in cybersecurity, he is guiding companies in implementing the right organizational and technical measures to increase the protection of data and privacy. Frank's contribution to our committee can be described as a man who creates awareness about the importance of the combined approach between juridical and cybersecurity aspects and the expertise required in those areas to be a successful DPO. His personal quote on our DPO certification is:
"This is a DPO certification that not only focuses on the theoretical knowledge, but also verifies that you're able to practically implement it." Thanks very much, Dietger, for my great introduction, and it is now my pleasure to introduce Bartosz Ciekatowski. Bartosz is from Poland and holds a Master of Law from the Warsaw University. Bartosz participated in the Erasmus program and studied at the Universidade de Lisboa, Master of European Law. He also went to the Universitat Autonoma de Barcelona, l'Université de Montpellier, and the Szczecin University in Poland. He did a postgraduate in data protection at the Polish Academy of Science, Institute of Legal Sciences. In his career, he successfully mixes perspective from public and private sectors. He spent 6 years working in public entity engaged to public health. There he was responsible for data protection and ICT security. Then he moved to a civil construction company where he organized data protection field as a DPO. Currently, he works as an information security and privacy specialist in a large international leasing company, where he also takes care of compliance matters and business continuity. As a member, he actively drives the elaboration of the Commission consultation process. His personal quote on DPO certification is,
"In times of uncertainties, what we absolutely need in the privacy area is quality of competencies of the people working with it. I am confident that EADPP DPO certification will separate the wheat from the chaff." Thank you, Frank, for your kind introduction. It is my pleasure to introduce Yaik Dekker. Yaik Dekker comes from the Netherlands. He studied commercial law at Leiden University. Back in 1993, he started his career as self-employed IT project manager, implementing service management processes focusing on aligning IT services with the needs of the business. In that role, he encountered often the need for safe storage. Long before the GDPR came into function, Yaik learned how important privacy and security data is. He educated on these fields and now he's external DPO for 2 companies. Being aware that this field of expertise is important and needs to be united, he joined EADPP. Yaik acts as the chair of the EADPP General Affairs Committee and gives all of his support to the Certification Committee as a member. His personal quote on DPO certification is,
"We as privacy professionals have to work together, and it makes life easier if you know beforehand that the person you're going to work with has the EADPP certification, because then he or she is qualified by an European organization. He or she knows how to kick ass on the fields of privacy and data protection." And now it's my pleasure to introduce Konstantinos Tsourtos. Country, Cyprus. Education, postgraduate in European law and international law. Professional experience, Konstantinos was public policy and legal advisor at the European Parliament for 10 years and director of the Cyprus Cybersecurity Organization and secretary of the board of the EADPP Cyprus branch. He is independent advisor to public and private bodies of private compliance, savant of European policy making, influence in the EU cybersecurity policy, privacy policy. Konstantinos is actively working with the team towards building a solid and sustainable scheme. His strong focus and special attention to sustainability and robust governance. His personal quote on the DPO certification is,
"The end goal is to reach a comprehensive and harmonized approach to the EU data protection legal framework and standards, ensuring that the necessary skills are in place and kept up to date to allow for effective and efficient application, common understanding among data protection professionals, and efficient cooperation. A European-wide recognized certification scheme for data protection professionals is an important step towards achieving this objective." Thank you, Yaik, for your kind words. Now it's my turn and pleasure to introduce Romeo Kadir to you. Romeo Kadir is from the Netherlands. He studied law at Leiden University and Oxford Immersion, and then he studied European compliance with Vrije University of Amsterdam. He also studied Executive Masters of Business Administration with Rotterdam School of Management, Gordon Business School in Johannesburg, the Chinese Hong Kong University, New York University, and INSEAD Business School on the Bleu. He's a professor of European data protection law in Global Perspectives with UNPAD in Indonesia, and visiting honorary professor in European data protection law with Jean Dag Global University in New Delhi, India. Back in 1990, he studied the right to personal life and was active as an intern with late Professor Schermers and late Lord Dennings, members of the European Court of Human Rights, to start in 2001 as the first DPO in Netherlands with a semi-public organization under auspices of the former Dutch Attorney General. Ever since, he has been active as an independent consultant in the field of privacy and data protection in many capacities and advised many smaller and larger listed and non-listed companies. In 2015, he co-founded the European Institute for Privacy, Audit, Compliance and Certification. Together with Mark Vrihoff, he discussed the nascent need for what later was to become the EADPP at the DPO conference in Paris in 2017. He's an author of different publications, such as the Handbook DPO, Practical Guidance for Work Plan GDPR Resources, From Universal Declaration to EADPP and a Business Companion, GDPR Practical Guidance, and he's currently authoring Data Protection in India and BEAR Act comparison with the GDPR and certified DPO body of knowledge and skills. As chairman of the commission, he keeps guard of all agenda items and timelines and contributing to the drafting of relevant certification documents in an interactive team effort with all of us in the EADPP certification committee. His personal code on DPO certification is:
certified data protection professionals must carry out their activities in compliance with the principles of legality, integrity, professionalism, responsibility, impartiality, transparency, and confidentiality as codified in our esteemed EADPP Code of Conduct and Ethics, a milestone codification validated across the economic area of Europe.
Together
we are a certification committee.